Ahoy, hoy, I'm Pavo.
And I'm Neil.
And welcome to That's No Moon.
It's a podcast.
It's your weekly digest of all the Star Wars news that you need right here in one lovely little package. Ooh.
It's like a Chinese little fortune cookie.
It is. It's like a smorgasbord.
Whatever a smorgasbord
Star Wars.
is.
I think it's just little bits and pieces.
Is that just what a
It's
smorgasbord
little
is?
bits and pieces. So we have some Star Wars news for you for this week. Thank you very much for joining us. Now here is Neil with the first story of the week.
So the first story is, with multiple sources saying that the teaser trailer will premiere in Orlando at the celebrations, details of 3 shots have been revealed by a source.
Is this the trailer for The Last Jedi?
The Last Jedi, sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry. There will be a shot of a large city of sorts,
Ooh.
They say. And there will be what looks like to be an important procession and feast. And then there is a ship which looks like the new design of an X-Wing appearing above a blue planet at high speed. Now, when asked about clarification, the source said the first 2 shots looked like an important dinner where the extras on screen were all dressed in black. And it could be Han Solo's funeral. Spoiler alert. Well, not really.
Not if you're watching this.
And the shot of the X-Wing didn't reveal much, just that the ship was zooming onto the screen at a very alarming rate. Well, it makes sense, doesn't it? Han Solo's funeral?
It's got to be.
Absolutely.
It's got to be. I mean, you would imagine... I mean, the whole mystery, I think, of one of the mysteries of the movie is how the movie is going to start. Because they've said that Rian Johnson has said that this goes straight after the end of Force Awakens.
Yeah.
So so you would have to have them doing something for Han Solo. They have to.
Well, of course they will.
They're not going to forget about it.
No.
But then it'd be interesting to see, because it's going to be the first Star Wars movie that's done that it has just rolled on. Normally...
It's got to have the crawl, isn't it? It's going to have the crawl, because we've seen that already.
But it normally has a passage of time. Every other movie in the saga has had, we don't know, an indeterminate passage of time, so things have happened. Whereas if this one is going to start literally... I mean, I don't know whether that first shot is going to be of them on the cliff. I assume it's going to be them moving down. Although I want to know what Luke's first words are to Rey at that point.
Do you think it might open straight on that? So it might go Lucasfilm straight onto that.
But then
into a crawl.
But then then Star Wars have never done that.
No.
And as much as I loved Rogue One, the one jarring thing about the movie was the start.
Was no crawl.
Was that it went duh, and then it just said I don't mind when they label things when it's London, England, and things like that. You know,
Paris. To the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, and they did that because it was brand new planets, and because they're not anything that you've seen in the saga. And again, it is the same with the characters in Rogue One. I still have trouble remembering what the characters' names are.
Right, yeah.
Because they don't seem to roll off the tongue as nicely and as naturally as
the Poe Dameron, the Han Solos and all of that, yeah.
So I wouldn't... If you told me now, I know Scarif from Rogue One, that was one of the planets. Some of the other ones I'm not too sure about. Jeddah, which was, But anyway, we're going off the topic. My point is, I'm not saying that there would be uproar and there would be revolutions, because there are more important things in the world going on, as we've seen today, but we won't go into that. But what gets me is I can't see them doing anything but it being Lucasfilm, Star Wars, crawl.
Well, that's what we want, but maybe they are going to try it and just see what the reaction is.
But would you like that? Because I don't want to see something different in my
we want Star Wars to be Star Wars, and we want
in the saga movies. I don't care what they do with the standalone movies, because they're standalone. If they want to do different things with the start and stuff, as much as it took me out of it... So
then the first shot can't really then be...
No, because in Star Wars lore,
the crawl
it's been a crawl, and then it's the camera then either pans down, I think it panned up on one movie, to a planet.
Yeah.
And then normally with a ship going into view.
Well, it could be that, so it could still be going on, like Kylo Ren disappearing.
Well, that's one thing I think it could be. It could be that obviously Snoke at the end said to General Hux, get Kylo Ren, I need to finish his training. That could be maybe the first scene
of him. Yeah,
yeah, but then, like I say, with a passage of time, there is a slight passage of time. Then, will they still be on the top of that? Will she still be holding on to this, or it's going to be interesting? I'm not saying it's going to be...
because I mean, they didn't just literally have that battle and then shoot off, did they? There was a passage of time at the end of Force Awakens, you know, from where they had the fight at the end to when they set off to find.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about that passage of time.
That passage of time is when Kylo Ren could be going off to do it with, you know, and with Hux.
Well, it would be, yeah.
Yeah,
would be. So I really don't know how they're going to do it. I mean, yeah, but that doesn't. But yeah, but no, you saying that wouldn't fit, because you could sort of imagine that they would do Hux's ship leaving that planet as it's blowing up. Maybe that, you know, that could be a striking thing. The Starkiller base blowing up in the distance and Hux's ship flying. But like you've said, there's been a passage of time now where Finn is like on a life support mission thing. They've worked out where Luke is. Rey has travelled to Luke, so Kylo Ren would be long gone.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't even be a thing that would be
he could still
possibility.
Be on a ship, couldn't he? Doing his training. He doesn't necessarily have to be on a planet.
He could be. But I find it very hard to imagine. I mean, obviously I don't know, but I find it very hard to imagine that those two are still going to be on that. I could imagine they might be in a hut somewhere. But at the same time, if that's how they do it, I really want to see what that first... Yeah,
those first words are. And that's what everybody wants to see. When it stopped at the end of Force Awakens, we were like...
Because the more I think about it, the more I think that if that whole scene had been exactly the same, but then Luke had gone in Bond villain style, you know, Rey, I've been expecting you, that would have just floored everybody. Everybody would have gone, oh my God! You know, rather than being absolutely nothing. I mean, I suppose then it gives away the fact that he knows who she is.
But that's what I mean. They've been clever. Throughout the time, we've been saying, oh, is it Luke's daughter? Is it this? Is it that? So I think they've been quite clever in what they're doing.
I think so. It's frustrating.
It is, but it's not long to go.
It's ages.
Not really.
It is.
So the rumour mill has been in full force again, with it being said that the next standalone movie will be the Obi-Wan film. While on his promotional rounds of T2, the Trainspotting sequel, he was asked about reprising his role. Ewan McGregor told the Business Insider, "Listen, I've been asked about it a lot, to the point where it looks like I'm sort of touting for work," he said. "I've been very open to say I'd be very happy to do it. If they want to do it, I think they are set going into the 2030s with their movies going forward, but it would be fun to do. Of course I'd be happy to do it." So I just brought that up because that does seem logical to be a standalone movie, though, doesn't it? Obi-Wan.
Well, yeah, it seems to me it could well be a standalone trilogy.
Yeah,
if you've got that passage of time.
It's a long passage of time.
It just, but again, I think we've said this story a few episodes back, that one of the reasons possibly that they're keeping Stum on it is because he's still got a lot to play.
Well, we spoke about it not last week, the week before, the Force Ghosts.
Yeah.
So I think.
I still think I think he's going to be Obi-Wan Kenobi in Episode 8 or Episode 9 before he's going to be in a standalone.
I think movie. He knows. What do you think the next standalone movie will be then?
I don't know.
Because rumour has it they're going to announce.
I think it's still going to be a Boba Fett movie, because I think they got with the Boba Fett movie they have so much scope that they could make it a gangster western type movie. And he would have had.
You could even have an R-rated one.
You could.
How would you feel about
it? I don't care. I just want a Star Wars movie. Yeah. I don't care whether it wouldn't be a U certificate nowadays. It'd be PG-13 or PG-12 or whatever.
It is. Yeah.
You've got so much scope there in regards to a man with no name, because like one of the rumours going around is that Boba Fett isn't the same Boba Fett person inside.
Right.
It's somebody that has found the costume and then goes off, and it's a little bit like Princess Bride.
Yeah, right.
With Dread Pirate Roberts.
And
it's somebody different.
It's the outfit.
It's the name. Yeah, it's the name. So to have him where he is like a mercenary. So if the good side decide to pay more than the bad side, he'll go and fight for them.
Good. Yeah.
So it'd be like one mission he's fighting for the Empire.
Like you said, it'd be like a western, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And sort of like that gunslinger with his arms for sale.
It'd be like a Clint Eastwood, like a man with no name that just gets We should write one.
I'll tell you what, Lucasfilm, Disney, if you're watching this, make it an R-rated one.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's something we wouldn't not want.
No. But going back to Obi-Wan Kenobi, you don't watch Rebels, do you?
No, not yet.
I've been ducking in and out of season 3. Excuse me. But the episode just gone is Obi-Wan Kenobi on Tatooine coming up against Darth Maul again. Darth Maul has been searching for him, and it is Alec Guinness Obi-Wan.
Okay.
It's only like 5-6 minutes.
Darth Maul died in the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, but in the Clone Wars, he comes back. He's got like metal legs. They put metal legs on him.
Not like octopus legs, were you?
No, they were sort of like spider legs to start with, and then they gave him like proper mechanical legs. I haven't seen all of Clone Wars, and to be honest, I haven't seen all of Rebels, but I did watch that episode because I wanted to see, and it's a really good moment between the two of them.
Oh right.
It's quite sad. It's quite emotional. It tells you a hell of a lot about what Obi-Wan Kenobi has been doing. It's really, really good. No spoilers or anything, but if anyone gets a chance to see it, it's very good.
Excuse me. Now, with the release of Rogue One on DVD and Blu-ray and other download formats April the 4th, it was nice to see it win 3 awards at the Empire Film Awards.
Our friends.
Yeah. Hello, Empire guys. It got an award for Best Film, Best Actress for Felicity Jones, and Best Director Gareth Edwards. In an interview during the awards, he briefly spoke about the Han Solo movie, saying that he was really jealous about it and described it as a completely different from his movie, and that from all the Star Wars movies he's heard about, Han Solo is probably the biggest challenge. He also said that Parker Miller will knock it out the park. Now, what do you think he means by the biggest challenge?
Well, I think you've got something like an iconic character like Han Solo being played by an iconic actor like Harrison Ford. That's big boots to fill.
It is big boots,
isn't it? And everybody, if he doesn't get it absolutely right, everybody's going to go, well, that's not my Han Solo.
Yeah.
So I think they've got a lot of things in their favour. I think Phil Lord and Chris Miller did wonders with everybody. I remember when they announced the Lego movie, everybody just laughed and went, oh my God, how pathetic. One of the best movies of the year.
Yeah, one of the best movies. Wow, great movie.
Yeah,
still,
although I've not been a fan of 21 and 22 Jump Street, I really need to watch them again. I think
it's funny.
They've done really well with those. I think this is going to be...
Well, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, so good.
And I do think that this is going to be... I think it's still going to have emotional moments and great action, but it's going to have a lot of comedy in it and comedic moments in it.
Yeah, it's going to be different, isn't it?
And I think that a lot of people are going to have to just maybe give them a little bit of... Just a little bit
Well, he might do enough for you to think, not even think about Harrison Ford as Han Solo and that just being Han Solo. So when Aaron Oldenreich plays him, you don't think, oh, that's not Harrison Ford. You just will automatically think, oh, that's Han Solo.
Yeah.
That's what you got to hope they've done. And they're such good script writers. They're fabulous at that.
But it's God. Who's the guy that wrote Lawrence Kasdan?
Oh yeah, he's written it. But I would imagine they
and his son Lawrence Kasdan, Jake Kasdan has written it.
Yeah, I would imagine you've got to imagine Lord and Miller have come in.
Yeah, possibly, but you've got Mr. Star Wars writing it, haven't you? So it'll be you feel it'll have the same comedic veins that Force Awakens had. I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait to see it. Just to see a picture of what he looks like, because obviously there's loads of pictures of him being photoshopped to look like Han Solo, hasn't there, on Google and stuff. So yeah.
Right, with the next story, when I was reading about this, I had to div in and out of this because there's been a lot of reports on this next story that could give you spoilers.
Okay.
And it did thankfully warn me that this could be spoiler, specific. So what I've done is I've edited down to what I read and I found interesting. Now, if you know more, I would say tread carefully.
Okay.
All right. So it's been reported that we will be returning to 3 classic planets in The Last Jedi and Episode 9. The planets in question are Tatooine, makes sense, Endor, and Mustafar, Why and in what order is yet to be clarified, but the rumour that I have read, it will be Kylo Ren's journey to discover more about his grandfather, Darth Vader.
Okay.
So, that's the bit I did read, because that... Now, I didn't read any further. Now, that I've read on two different websites about this, saying that they're going back to the 3 planets. Why Endor?
The only thing I could think of it would be Endor is obviously that would have been where he went to go and get Darth Vader's helmet.
Yeah.
Because that's where Darth Vader's...
So that would have to be a flashback then, wouldn't it? Because he already had it in Force Awakens.
Yeah, unless he goes back again to get the rest of his kit, which you would think he would have already done that.
Yeah.
There would have...
Because that Mustafar, I mean... Was I right in reading somewhere that Darth Vader's castle or something?
Yeah, that's what it is in Rogue One.
Yeah,
that's where his castle is in Rogue
yeah.
One. So you can understand why he goes back there, because you would imagine that Darth Vader's... Well, that's where his castle is, so all of his bits and pieces, more trinkets, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing with Endor is also you had the Queen, the Emperor's throne room there as well.
Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it?
So, or was that on the? No, it wasn't.
No, it was on the Death Star above, wasn't it?
Was it on the Death Star?
Yeah, because they had the fight.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah.
No,
so yeah, and as for Tatooine, I mean, that's where he grew up.
Does that mean we'll see the Ewoks again?
Maybe.
Possibly. I mean, if they go to Endor, people are going to say,
or it might be a flashback, or he might be thinking, and then it goes back a little bit like Rey's vision.
Yeah. That
he's going back, and it could well be. I mean, again, the thing is, Force ghosts. Do they? I suppose they appear wherever the person's going to be.
Yeah, because if you think about like Alec Guinness, he was out in the snow.
He was in and he was dug up. Yeah. So,
I don't know. It's just interesting. That was the only one I thought. Mustafar made sense. Tatooine made sense. Endor. I mean, it's great to go back, but I was thinking, what would be there? Because, like you said, he's already got Darth Vader's helmet anyway. So, like you said, unless it is a flashback.
Interesting, though.
It is.
I hadn't actually seen that rumour anywhere about
Did you not?
No. So, it could all be complete tosh.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I didn't read. Like I said, they had a massive pages. So they go off, don't they? These, and they're great. But the likes of me just stay away from them because I don't want to see it.
I will
have a look. There's whole reams of these guys that just analyse everything of Star Wars. Have written what they think is going to happen and why and what. But I
okie dokie.
So if you've got any comments, especially about the planets, anything else you want to tell us about, are you looking forward to the Han Solo movie? Should the Boba Fett movie be an R rating? Anything, do leave a comment below. And when you do comment, like the video.
Indeed, and if you want to come and subscribe to our page, there will be an icon just up there somewhere near Boba Fett's head. Whether you can click on, you can come and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification button, which is the little bell, and then that will let you know every time I release another video, whether it be another episode of That's No Moon.
It's a podcast.
Or it could be our Hell No videos, our trailer reactions, our review rewind show. There's just so much, and it's all for free.
Free. To you.
So there you go. That's episode 25 of
a quarter of a century. That's No Moon.
It's a podcast. We did it wrong again.
There you go. Practice this again. That's No Moon.
It's a podcast.
Very well.
Hello there. That's the bit I can do.
Yeah.
That's the only bit I can do. Hello there.
Maybe that'll cry when he walks up to scare the sand people away.
Well, that's different now, isn't it? I don't know what's canon now because they keep changing it. Yeah, they keep changing it. But anyway, we do digress. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening on the podcast, and we'll see you all again next week. So may the Force be with you always.